What up, 12s? Welcome in to this special Thursday edition of Seattle Seahawks Today, powered by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here with you. So glad to have you with us. Coming up on today's show, we'll go over the latest news and rumors on your Seattle Seahawks as we'll talk about a massive trade that could be in the works to bring in Travon Walker, as well as Ronald Darby. And we'll look into signing Quan Alexander in NFL free agency. We'll dissect that coming up in just a bit. Also, we'll go over the offseason winners and losers for your Seattle Seahawks this offseason, whose stock is up and whose stock is down. And we'll also do Q&A mailbag coming up later. Use hashtag Seahawks or Super Chat to get on the mailbag portion of today's show. And then before we wrap up, we will do our Madden Sim. It is Week 11 in the National Football League. Seahawks in playoff contention today. They are set to take on the San Francisco 49ers. We'll bring you that sim coming up later on. As you guys file in, shout out your city. We'll shout you out as we are out of the gates rolling here on this Thursday. And I got to tell you, I'm glad to be here. The reason why we're here is because I am off tomorrow, off Monday as well, taking a nice little extended weekend, if you will, in the great city of Nashville, Tennessee. That's where I'll be, flying out tomorrow morning. So want to make sure that we still got content, still got our second live show of the week. So our normal Friday live show got moved to Thursday this week. But next week we'll go back to our normal schedule, be live on Wednesday and Friday. Let us know where you're at. Shout out your city, and we'll shout you out as we're rolling along here on this Thursday. Steve saying, Rock, Hawk, F, Francisco. I like that. Just Life says, sup. Geno Smith asking if Kenneth Walker's a bust. That's a no. I'm going to tell you that right now. Let's see. Steve with a great question. How the heck is he a bust? Just Life already getting in a question for the mailbag. Thank you for that, Just Life. Get those questions in, hashtag Seahawks or Super Chat for the mailbag portion of the show. Shout out your city. Let us know where you're at, and we'll show you some love as we get this show started here today. Tyler Jones here. Big Tex on the ones and twos with us today as he was with me yesterday and wrapping up the week here with me as well. We'll bring Big Tex in coming up in just a moment. But while we wait on that, the next question I have for you folks, I'm very curious who your favorite all-time Seahawks player is. As you see, Phobia is checking in from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Got Akram checking in from Milwaukee. Geno is hanging out in Bellevue. There's Big Tex. Big Tex, how we doing, my friend?
I'm doing good. Let me just get my levels up so people can actually hear me talk.
There we go.
There we go. Oh, that's better.
Now we know that Big Tex is here.
Oh, yeah.
He is here. Heard
What's up, 12s?
loud and clear. Lloyd checking in from Hawaii. Steve in Topeka, Kansas, the capital city of the state of Kansas. I have been to Topeka probably too many times, if I'm going to be honest with you. Topeka is kind of a strange place, if I'm going to be honest with you. Tyson getting in a question for the mailbag. Thanks for that, Tyson. Tex, how are you feeling on this Thursday? Friday Junior, if you will. I am off tomorrow, but you're still coming in tomorrow, right?
Yeah, so I work Friday, but the nice thing is, if you recall a while ago, we worked that holiday together, the Chat Sports holiday,
yes.
Good Friday. So
we worked Easter.
Easter, yes.
Yes.
Because we're built different at Chat Sports.
Yes,
we
Good Friday. We worked Good Friday. We paid our respects to the Lord when he died on the cross from the office.
Exactly, by working.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm going to have to work Friday, but luckily next week I'm taking a double holiday on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so that I have all 4 off, and I'm going to go camping, so that'll be great.
Okay. Now, when you go camping, Tex,
yes.
Tell me this, are you a cabin camper, tent camper, RV? What is your go-to?
That is a fair question to ask because I think there's levels to it.
Oh, yes.
For me, I like the traditional tent camping.
Really?
Yeah, it seems rough for a lot of people, but if you have the right supplies, like a nice tent and a good little cot or something to raise you off the floor so you don't, feel the forest floor underneath you while you're laying down, it's not too bad.
Tent camping, that's a bold strategy.
Are you a cabin guy?
I'm anything but a tent. I was a tent growing up. But I would say maybe, I'm not trying to sound like an elitist here. I am too sophisticated now for a tent.
That's fair.
Maybe like when I have kids someday, like, okay, let's go tent
Get a
camping,
big
whatever.
tent camp,
Yeah, and do that. But like me at this point, I'm like, no, I'm not laying on the ground.
That's fair.
Like, I'll sleep in a hammock even.
That's actually a good idea. I have a hammock that you can attach to trees, so maybe I'll do that instead. Who knows?
Hammock's not bad. The problem is, like, the sun comes up and wakes you up at like 6 o'clock in the morning.
I do have a sun cover and a bug cover for it, though, so that would be nice.
Okay, so you go all out. I respect that. Who's your
yeah.
favorite Seahawks player of all time? Akram says Doug Baldwin. Phobia says Russell Wilson. Big Tex, I'm not going to let you say Byron Murphy because he has not played it down yet.
That's fair.
Who is your favorite Seahawk of all time?
It's a close tie between Michael Dixon and Earl Thomas before he became a weirdo.
Yeah, before he was hanging out with his brother too much?
And banging chicks with his brother, yeah.
Okay, you went there. I was just going to leave it at that. But
No,
okay.
no. Yeah, he had a total, like off a cliff. But, like, prime Earl Thomas, growing up, Longhorn guy and a Seahawk guy, it made me like the Seahawks a lot more than most teams. So I definitely was a big Earl Thomas guy with the Legion of Boom.
Okay. I love Tyler Lockett.
Yeah.
As far as, like, current players. Steve Largent was before my time, but I still love the history and everything with Steve Largent, too.
Yep.
I grew up getting to see Sean Alexander in his prime. That was a lot of fun. So, yeah, some great memories over the years. Steve says, I remember when this channel only had 9,000 subs. Yeah, and look at where we're at now, closing in on 53,000 subscribers now on Seahawks Today. Pretty incredible stuff there. The NBA draft is going on as we speak, actually, and the second round in progress. I'm very curious, folks. If the Seattle Supersonics ever were to return to Seattle, if Seattle got an expansion team or if another team moved to Seattle and became the Supersonics, would you be a fan of a return team to Seattle? Y for yes, in for no. Chat in the chat. Let us know what you think if you would be a Supersonics fan. Big Tex, I felt for the folks when they lost their team.
Yes.
That was unfortunate that happened that way, you know. But
oh, yeah.
sometimes it just doesn't go your way, you know.
It
just happens.
Shit happens.
Right. But I would like to see Seattle get a team again down the road. I'll say this: like, I'm not allowed to say who my favorite team is on this program. Just I don't need to get into NBA. You know, picking favorite teams out loud. That's why. But I would not be a Sonics fan, but I would wish them well. That color scheme and everything, and the fans, like they deserve a team again.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think it's not I want to say a massive market, but it's a pretty big market. I mean, you could argue like Supersonics
top 10 market, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, they have all the like workings for getting a new team, and it'd be really cool to see a return of like a retro team. Like, didn't Russell Westbrook get drafted there, or was that Kevin Durant?
Both.
Both. Okay, because they were there for like one season, and then it was
Kevin Durant played one season. Russell Westbrook was drafted by the Sonics, and then they moved to Oklahoma City about 2 or 3 weeks after that.
brutal. He's like, didn't want a Sonics jersey anyways.
Yeah. Would you be a Sonics fan? Just Life says, no, I only watch football. Tyson says Blazers Sonics games would be lit. That'd be great to see that rivalry renewed in the Pacific Northwest. A lot of former Sonic fans became Blazer fans. I know that's got to be a little awkward that it worked out the way it did. Would you be a Sonics fan if they returned to Seattle? Let us know. Y for yes, in for no. Mailbag coming up in just a bit. Use the hashtag Seahawks or Super Chat to get on the mailbag portion of the show. Text, I've already seen a few questions come in, but we could use some more questions.
That would be appreciated.
Not enough questions. Never too many questions for the mailbag segment. It's very easy to get involved.
Yes. You just use your question, and you can either put hashtag Seahawks before it or after it. It just needs to be with it and a space separating your question from hashtag Seahawks together. And it will pull in the software for me, and then you get your question on today's mailbag. So please make my life easier, make it easier for Big Tex, and just use that.
Yes, do text a favor. Use hashtag Seahawks or Super Chat to get on the mailbag portion of the show. $sign next to the chat box if you would like to contribute and be part of our mailbag that we'll be doing coming up later on. Right now, I got 18 likes. I got only 25 people watching. Audience, time to wake up, folks. Get your friends here and make sure they're part of what we're doing here on the channel on this Thursday. Even with me taking an off day tomorrow, We're still finding a way to bring you guys more content. Like the video. We're at 18 likes right now. I need to get to 25 to start today's show. I don't think that's unreasonable. I will crack open an ice cold Michelob Ultra, the superior light beer. Yeah, no Bud Light. Although I am drinking Anheuser-Busch. I've always been a Michelob fan, though. Michelob is one of my favorite domestic beers. Yeah. Only 95 calories, too. Just 2.6 carbs. Are you a low-carb diet guy, Tex?
So that's the thing that's interesting about me as like, here, let me hop on.
Yes, tell us. Tex is a big fitness guru, if you will.
I wouldn't go that far. I mean, yeah, I did used to be a personal trainer, so I guess
You know
a
a thing or two.
I knew a thing or two, yeah. True.
So tell me about, the question was, for Big Tex, is he a low-carb diet guy?
It really varies from the time of year, especially when I follow more of like a structured diet model. It is kind of hard to follow that while we work here, at times, because we go to Hattie B's and all these like heavy like fried places. But in general, I try to, balance out mine. I'm not a person that like cuts all the carbs, because I think that works for people that struggle to like really take down their weight.
Right.
But for me, I have such a high metabolism, and I use those as energy stores for when I work out. I have to have enough carbs, because carbs are used for energy for your muscles to grow bigger.
Okay.
In conjunction with protein. So it's like I need the energy, so I do a lot more carbs when I work out and less when I'm not.
So with you being, no offense, a smaller guy.
Yes.
And staying in good shape,
yeah.
Tex, can you basically just eat whatever you want?
I wouldn't say whatever I want, because if I didn't work out, I would probably be skinny fat a little bit. Like
I mean, with you working out though, can you eat whatever you want, basically?
Yes. In the meantime, because of my genetic disposition, it does lend itself to being a little bit less strict with the diet, which is nice because I like sweets and stuff. So occasionally I will splurge. And yes, I can kind of stray from the diet model a bit.
I would love to see what you would do if you just picked out for an entire week and still worked out, and like what that would do to you.
I would probably it'd be like bear mode, where you get like a little soft, but you still got some mass, kind of like the strong men that aren't like jacked, but are like soft and jacked.
Right.
Yeah, so it'd be like a soft bear Tex instead of lean Tex.
Okay.
I don't know. It's a good experiment. Maybe I'll try it in the winter.
Maybe so.
Winter bulk.
5 more likes, and we'll start today's show. Phobia is a big fan of Coors Banquet. That was my grandmother's favorite beer. R.I.P.
Do you like it?
I like Coors Banquet.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's a lot better than Coors Light. And it's not much more in calories either. Like
better taste, less.
Better taste, and it's just fine. Like I don't see the need to drink Coors Light when you can drink Coors Banquet. I would argue Coors Banquet is the most underrated beer out there.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Coors Banquet. 5 more likes away, and we'll start today's show. While we wait on those likes to come in, 4 more away. Let's spam the S's in the chat. Audience, we mentioned, a little quiet right now. We need to get more people involved. We need to get the algorithm to wake up and alert more people that we're here today doing today's show. So we need your help. Spam S in the chat. I want to see as many as we can over this next minute. Big Tex is going to shout out all the S's in the chat over this next minute. See who's going to be the early favorite to be MVP here on today's show. And let's get this chat fired up. Let's have ourselves a day. It's Thursday. It's Friday, Junior. Let's get after it and enjoy ourselves here in the chat. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Let's go. Eric, Just Life. Eric, Just Life. Steve. Good shit. Just Life. Stuart, Just Life. Steve, I'm going to beat you. Don't let Big Tex beat you. I'm faster. What's up, Phobia? I see you. Steve, Jackson, Just Life. Mike. Come on, beat me, Mike. We'll answer that question later, Jays.
Bonk.
Let's go. Don't stop. Mike, Stuart, Mike, Steve, Phobia, Steve, Jays, Phobia, Just Life. Mike, Jackson, Jays, Just Life. Mike, don't let me beat you. I'm beating you. Big Tex is beating you. I'm faster. Come on. Spend those freaking S's. Let's go. Are you guys hyped for the Seahawks? Let's get this shit. Let's go.
Halfway home. Keep going. Keep going.
I'm
Faster.
beating you. Let's go.
Pick up the pace.
Mike, Phobia, Just Life, Jackson, Mike. I'm beating you. I'm beating you. Don't let me beat you. Let's go. Just Life. Mike, Phobia, Just Life, Stuart, Steve, Phobia. Steve's winning. Stuart's winning. Oh, geez, it's changing the lead. Mike, Just Life, Steve, Just Life, Jackson. Don't let me beat you.
10 seconds left.
Finish strong. Just Life, Jackson, Jay-Z. Yeah, there we go. Just Life, Phobia. Come on. Finish strong. Let's go.
All right.
Jay.
Good work. And we reached 25 likes, so I can crack open a beer.
That's right.
I'm going to begin my weekend a little bit early. There we go. Oh, that was a good sound. You hear that
nice.
pop?
That was audible.
That was nice. Here's to all the 12s. Happy Thursday. Happy Friday, Junior. Hope everybody has a good weekend. Enjoy yourselves. Cheers to everybody out there. Let's have ourselves a day, shall we? Who was the early MVP there? Who do you think got the most in?
I think it was a close race between Steve, Phobia, and me.
Okay.
I think I was leading for a little bit, and then I think Phobia took over, and then Steve Schmidt kind of really took it away at the end there, in my opinion. It was really close, though, because Stewart also, I'd say Steve, Stewart, and Phobia were the top three.
Okay. Nice work. Nice work. Here we go. Super Chat menu today. If you would like to be involved and contribute to the work we're doing, send in a Super Chat. $sign next to the chat box. First-time Super Chat, get the Seahawks chant. $5 Super Chat, we'll tell a dad joke. $10 Super Chat, we will get Bean Boozled with the spicy jelly bean. Big Tex is telling me it was so bad yesterday, he's out today. It's going to be just all me and these spicy jelly beans for every $10 Super Chat. How bad was it?
It was awful. Like, I can usually tolerate spicy stuff, so for it to be bad for me, it's brutal.
So, if you would like me to experience the pain that Tex went through yesterday, send in a $10 Super Chat. We'll make it happen. $20 Super Chat, we'll do a Boilermaker, mix up some beer and liquor together. I got the Fireball in hand today. We're not doing tequila. We got Fireball ready. We're getting serious here, folks. And then every $50 Super Chat, we will do a beer bong. Here is the Merbunga in all its glory right here. We'll fill her up. We'll take down the beer bong if we get to $50. The deal of the day. So yesterday, I'll be honest, we came up well short of our goal to reach the 5K. But I am a man of second chances. And I am offering the folks out there today, if we reach 300, not only yesterday we had to get to 500. We got about halfway to there was all we got. I'm lowering that number today. If we get to 300 in Super Chats, I will run my first ever 5Ks. We already got a 20 from Phobia. We'll get to that here in just a second. If we get to 300, so not only will I do a boot if we get to 200 today, but if we get to 300, then I will run a 5K. Big Tex, I'm not much of a runner. I've never run a 5K before.
Right.
What am I getting myself into?
Basically, the equivalent of one high school cross-country meet, which, depending on your perspective, you may not know like the people out there. It's about a 5K, so it's like 3.17 miles. So I remember you mentioned that you typically would only run 1 mile intervals, like usually. So it's like triple that plus a little bit on the top. Yes. So
okay.
It's a journey.
It's possible. We'll see if we get to 300 today, and if I have to do that, we'll see. Our first Super Chat of the day already coming in. My guy Phobia coming in strong, setting the tone earlier with our first Super Chat of the day. Phobia wants to party and have a good time. I can always count on Phobia. Phobia with a $20 Super Chat. Bang! Says Thirsty Thursday, fellas. Cheers. I love it. Thirsty Thursday indeed. Let's start this thing off with a Boilermaker, shall we? Gonna take. What do you think I should go first? Take the shot and then chase it, or should I do the other way around? Shot and chase it with the beer? Okay.
Yeah,
Boilermaker, first one from Phobia. Every $20 Super Chat. We'll keep on doing these today. This one's for Phobia. Everybody spam Phobia in the chat. Happy Thirsty Thursday, everybody. Shout out Phobia. Here we go. Oh, that was good. That was good. That was a good way to start the show today. Yes.
Yeah.
That was a good way to start the show. Now I'm feeling alive. I'm feeling wild and free. Oh, yeah. Get in there. Yeah. See, we're already fired up today. Here's what's coming up on today's show. Let me spam Phobia in the chat. Everybody spam Phobia for sending in that 20 and getting the party started here today. I'll put that in right now. Whoa, bonk on me for that line. Coming up, latest news and rumors in your Seattle Seahawks. We will be talking about bringing in Travon Walker and Ronald Darby. Also the idea of signing Quan Alexander. Offseason winners and loses. We'll go over that in just a little while. Also, a Q&A mailbag coming up later. Use hashtag Seahawks or Super Chat to get on the mailbag. And then week 11 in the National Football League, as we'll have the Seattle Seahawks taking on the San Francisco 49ers. Big Tex, you know the result. I do not.
Yeah.
I'm going to see it with everybody else out there. Did we at least get a good game today?
I would say yes, especially like in the first half. First half is very exciting. It's very back and forth.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So we have a good game today.
Yes.
We already beat the Niners once.
True. It'd be crazy to sweep them.
Big Sam. That's what they call him, right?
Big Sam Brown.
Sam Brown. He produced that one and got us a win. So you can't let me down. Sam's already got us one. Tex, you got to come through. So
True. Did the
you got us a
Seahawks
win
go
yesterday.
0-2 last year against the 49ers?
Oh, they haven't beat the Niners in years.
Okay.
So we'll see what we can
Either
come up with.
2-0 or 1-1 is better than 0-2. That's for sure.
That's true.
That's true.
But let's see if Tex can come through for us. Let's see. Jones, do you think JSN will be a better player than some of the rookies like George Pickens and Puka? Yeah, I think so. Jay-Z, why don't you put that in the mailbag? Use hashtag Seahawks or Super Chat. Put that in the mailbag portion of the show. That's what the mailbag's for, my guy. Copy and paste that and add hashtag Seahawks to it. All right, let's get started. News and rumors starts right now. Glad to have you with us here on Seattle Seahawks Today. Tyler Jones here, as we got a loaded show ahead as we have some massive trade rumors to get to on acquiring Travon Walker and Ronald Darby in a blockbuster move involving the Jags and the Bengals. We'll dissect that trade idea from Bleacher Report and react to it here in just a moment. Also, Quad Alexander has been named as a top free agent target from the site Seahawks Wire, the USA Today Seahawks website. We'll tell you what they had to say, share our thoughts, and more coming up in just a little while from right now. Before we do, all month long, we've been in a comment battle with the 49ers report. Chase Sr. and company over there, Little Chase. And I got to say, we've held our own. It's been a back and forth the last several weeks, and we're headed down the final stretch, and we want to run up the score. We need at least 500 comments on today's video to make sure we ensure victory in this June comment battle with the Niners. So I got a question for you. If you had to choose your fighter, who would you roll with? You're rolling with Hawk Tua, spit on that thing, or you going with the crazy plane lady? That mother effer is not real. Who would you choose to be your fighter? Who do you want on your side? Type H for Hawk Tua, type C for Crazy Plane Lady, Tiffany Gomez. Sup to both of them, by the way. Let us know in the comment section below. Let's begin today discussing some major trade rumors that were proposed by the folks at Bleacher Report for the Seattle Seahawks to acquire Jacksonville Jaguars edge Travon Walker and corner Ronald Darby in a 3-team deal involving both the Jags and Seahawks as well as the Bengals. Christopher Knox writes the following. In this hypothetical trade, Seattle could make a move for 2022 number 1 overall pick Travon Walker. While Walker hasn't quite lived up to his draft status in Jacksonville, he did have 10 sacks in 2023, more than any single Seahawks defender. Seattle could add Walker and cornerback Ronald Darby, who played under new head coach Mike Macdonald with the Baltimore Ravens last season, at the cost of Higgins in a pair of middle-round selections. Now, there's two parts of this for me that are pretty interesting here. Number one, adding Travon Walker, that sounds very intriguing. And I think Bleacher Report is kind of selling Walker short. I thought he had a very good second year with the Jags last year. The other end of it, though, I'm not as enthused about the idea of bringing in Ronald Darby. Ronald Darby has been a journeyman corner. He's not a bad football player, but the Seahawks just don't have a need at the corner spot. That just feels like a throwaway piece. Why am I going to do a trade to come through with Ronald Darby? I could have had him for next to nothing in free agency. Why am I giving up capital for him? So that part I'm not a fan of. Let's tell you about both these players, though. Let's begin with Travon Walker, the 2022 number 1 overall pick out of Georgia, where he won a national championship with the Georgia Bulldogs, was second on the Jags in sacks last season with 10 total. He's played in 32 career games so far with 31 starts. Rookie season wasn't that great, but had a very solid second year there in Jacksonville. Here's the numbers that we're talking about here. As you can see, his tackle numbers went up. His tackles for loss were doubled. His sack numbers went from 3.5 to 10. Travon Walker, I think, is headed in the right direction. Does he look like the number 1 overall pick that he was? Maybe not, but I think that there's reason to be optimistic with Travon Walker and his future going forward. Meanwhile, Ronald Darby, we mentioned, has played for several different teams, including most recently the Ravens, the Broncos, Commanders, Eagles, and Bills. Just arrived in Jacksonville this offseason. Hasn't even played a game for the Jags yet, and we're already talking about trade rumors involving him. A Super Bowl champion, plenty of experience, 105 career games played with 95 starts. I don't think he's any better than Mike Jackson or Trey Brown, so that to me is a bit of a head-scratcher of why you would worry about bringing in Ronald Darby. You look at these statistics, hasn't had an interception, not one, the last 4 seasons. Me and Ronald Darby have the same number of interceptions the last 4 seasons in the NFL. 28 total tackles, 1 tackle for loss, 7 pass breakups. And so here is the deal that Bleacher Report has proposed of this 3-team trade. The Seahawks receive Travon Walker and Ronald Darby. The Jags receive T. Higgins and the Seahawks 2025 second-round pick. The Bengals then receive Tyler Lockett. Whoa, whoa, whoa. We're getting rid of Tyler Lockett? No. Absolutely effing not are we doing that. And then we're throwing in a 4th-round pick that goes to Cincinnati as well. Okay, I am against this. I am passing on this trade. I'm not trying to trade Tyler Lockett. I'm not trying to give up draft capital. This team doesn't need Darby. It is a no from me. In fact, I take a step further. It's a hell no from me. Let's ask you in our pinned comment today, should Seattle trade for Travon Walker and Ronald Darby? Walker I like. The rest of it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Type Y for yes. Type in for no. Be John Schneider. Let us know in the comment section below. Seahawks Today is closing in on 53,000 subscribers on the channel. We're just over 350 away. We're bringing you daily news and rumors, live shows twice a week, Madden Sims for the entire Seahawks season, and we're bringing you breaking news, interactive mailbags, and more. We are your Seahawks offseason headquarters. Subscribe now for the latest happenings on your favorite team all offseason long. Best part about it, 100% free. YouTube.com/Seahawks TV. Let's shift gears now towards free agency. As Seahawks Wire, the Seahawks USA Today site, has named Quan Alexander as a top free agent target for Seattle as he remains available in free agency. And before all y'all say the Seahawks don't have a ton of money to spend, they don't have any space to add anybody, well, you're just wrong on that. The Seahawks have about $9 million, and they have 2 open roster spots right now after a couple guys that they waived within the last week. So they're going to sign somebody. Who is it remains to be seen, but obviously they're going to do some shopping and fill those roster spots. You're not going to go into training camp with just 88 players. You're going to have your full 90. Alexander's value is pretty cheap, $1.38 million. And we mentioned with the $9 million in cap space, you could make that work, bring in Alexander for basically next to nothing. This, I think, is actually a good idea. And when you examine the linebacker room in Seattle of the problems that are there right now and trying to find some help is on the way. And we'll explain why in just a bit, why this is a good fit for the idea of bringing in Quan Alexander. Let's ask you, though. Here's your chance to be the GM here on Seahawks Today. Should Seattle sign Quan Alexander? Type S for sign, P for pass. Weigh in the comment section and let us know what you think. Byron Murphy jerseys on sale now. Chatsports.com/Murphy. He'll wear the number 91. So just added 9 to that one. Got the home jerseys, the road jerseys, the alternate throwback uniforms as well, men's and women's options, all sorts of different shapes and sizes, and free shipping available at chatsports.com/Murphy. The link is in the comments and description of today's video. Go get yours today, chatsports.com/Murphy. Let's get to know Quan Alexander a little bit more. Previously played for the Steelers, as well as the Jets, the Saints, the 49ers, and the Bucs. He was a Pro Bowler in 2017, led the league in solo tackles in 2016. So is he in his prime years? No, but he still has certainly something left to offer, and the Seahawks are just looking for backup rotational guys, and Alexander can be that. Last season in Pittsburgh, played in 9 total games with 41 tackles, 5 tackles for loss and 1 sack. The year prior to that, had a nice number of 69 tackles, as well as 6 tackles for loss, half a sack, and 1 forced fumble. What Seattle has right now at linebacker isn't good enough, if we're going to be frank with y'all. And it's a concern. It is a concern at this point when you mention that Dotson is out right now, Baker is out right now, and the guys behind them just simply aren't adequate enough. They're going to need to make a move. Even if Dotson and Baker are healthy in time for training camp like the Seahawks expect them to, you're still going to need more pieces. Knight is a 4th-round rookie who's got a ways to go. Drake Thomas is a borderline roster player. John Radigan, Patrick O'Connell, those guys are borderline roster players. And there's not much expectations for Richardson or Easton Gibbs at this point. And think about this with Alexander. Unlike all of the other middle linebackers that are on the free agent market right now, what's different about him? He's not that old, just 29. Not even 30 yet at this point in time. So, I like the idea of signing Quan. Who's the player you think the Seahawks should sign right now? With 2 roster spots remaining, who do you think they should bring in? Way in the comments section, let us know what you think. Follow me on X, formerly known as Twitter. I'm hanging out with Elon there, at Tyler Jones Live. Elon took away my check mark, though. Damn it. Give me a follow. I promise it's me. And I'll see you next time here on Seahawks Today. All right. 1 down. 3 to go. We'll get off-season winners and losers coming up next. Okay. Yes. Got it. Should Seattle trade for Travon, Walker, and Ronald Darby? Y for yes, N for no. Checking in on what the chat had to say. Just Life said no way. Sandra said no way. Just Life said not with that trade. Andrew said heck no. Mike says Hawk Tua. DMU says crazy plane lady. So a little bit of a divide on who your fighter is. Tex, I like the idea of Walker. I don't like the idea of Darby. And I don't like the idea of giving up Lockett. I would say no to that trade, but I am intrigued about a potential move for Travon Walker, though.
I tend to agree. I think in terms of what you're getting, like Darby is just not, like you said, he's a journeyman cornerback. He's not going to fix any issues. And I honestly think the Seahawks have pretty good depth at the cornerback room. You got Devin Witherspoon, you got Mike Jackson. Like, that's not their biggest need. It's more a linebacker, like you said. And I think signing someone like Quan, like he's not in his prime, like you said, anymore. He's still good, though, is going to be a lot more cost-effective and beneficial to the roster than, trying to trade for 2 players that are definitely not, as good in their own sum of parts, if that makes sense.
Right. Let's see. What's the chat saying? Mike says no on trading of Rocket the Lockett. I would agree. Sandra says keep Lockett and Walker there, both good. Dog says no for me. When I see Dog saying no for me, that makes me think of Randy Jackson. That's a no from me, Dog. American Idol. Any of y'all watch American Idol with Randy Jackson back in the day? That was must-see TV. Randy, Simon, Paula, America's Sweetheart, Ryan Seacrest. Those were the days. Primetime television on Fox, American Idol. I love that. American Idol, it just isn't the same anymore. I can't watch. Katy Perry.
Steven Tyler. I mean, I like him as a musician, but, man, he is not
Luke
that
Bryan,
great.
I think.
Yeah, that one's brutal.
Lionel Richie.
It makes no sense.
Lionel Richie, I'll be honest, very much a very talented artist. Not my cup of tea of music. you would probably have to pay me to listen to Lionel Richie.
You'd have to force me at gunpoint to listen to Lionel Richie, bro. I can't. It's not my kind of music.
All night long.
Yeah, no. I'm good.
All night long. Doom with a $5 super chat. Bang. We'll include this in the mailbag. Could a trade for Forsade Ololokun work in the future? If so, what would it take? I don't know exactly what it would take. Let's see here. I don't think it's a bad idea. Let's do some Googling here in real time. Yes. What do we think? Oh, he's a good player. His trade value, maybe a second and a fifth? I don't know if the Jags. I don't think the Jags are necessarily shopping him though. They just paid him relatively recently. I would be surprised if they did, but I would think probably like a second and a fifth. You're not going to be giving up first-round picks for off-ball linebackers. But who knows? Doom, thanks for that $5 super chat. With that $5 super chat, that means that I owe you a dad joke. What is that? And they complain about us making noise? All right? Oh, I thought you were saying that over there. Okay.
Hey, 12s, can we get one more call to action here for the mailbag?
We need more questions.
Please.
Hashtag Seahawks or Super Chat.
I'll put it in the chat, too.
I will tell another dad joke that I owe courtesy of Doom in his $5 Super Chat.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Here we go. You ready for this one, Tex?
Oh, yeah.
What lights up a soccer stadium?
Stadium lights?
A soccer match! How about that?
That's a good one.
How was that, Doom? Grade the dad joke. A, B, C, D, or F.
Very dad-esque.
From that $5 super chat. Much love, Doom. We'll include that in the mailbag. Up next, off-season winners and losers. Because I'm of the belief, Tex, in life, you can only be one of two things. You're either a winner or you are a loser. Total loser. He's a winner. Bigly. Huge. He's a total loser. He doesn't know anything. Sleepy Tex. No, Tex isn't sleepy. Doom gave me a C+ for my dad joke. That's a passing grade. Yeah. All right. So now we're at $25. Got to get to 300 to make me run a 5K. So we're making a little progress at a time. All right. Off-season winners and losers. Tex taking a little swig there of the variety. Zen. Zen is not a sin, despite what the Pope says. Mike says Tyler said 69. Yeah, I said 69. I love 69. It's my favorite number. What does Patrick Seatman want? What do you want? What are you doing? We're doing a live show right now. What are you doing in here? Shouldn't you've been doing NBA stuff? Yeah, get out of here. Get out of here. We got real football, not basketball. Basketball is my favorite sport. I like the way they dribble up and down the court. Phobia says Zen Spearmint. That's the flavor you have, right? Ah. I think I need a Zen. You got any extras? Oh, my guy. Zen is not a sin, folks, despite what the Pope may say. I'm not Catholic for a reason. Not that reason, but that could be. Methodists, you guys know how to party.
Oh, yeah. My parents are Methodists. They get down. We have a saying when my dad's on vacation. He's travel Tom in the airport all stressed out, and then once he gets a few margs in him and he's like talking to the other Marriott owners, he's like, Tuesday Tom.
Tuesday Tom.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
If you had to power rank like Christian denominations, I think Methodist would be like in the top 5.
I'd say it's top 5. It's very open-minded, easygoing religion. It's not fire and brimstone at all. So if you like try to take someone to church for the first time, they're not gonna like get smoldered by the priest or whatever.
I mean, I think the Baptists usually know how to have a good time.
Usually. It's a little intense though in the sermons.
The Baptists usually are in a hurry to get to the Kentucky Fried Chicken after church.
Yeah, I've definitely seen that as a thing. My grandparents really like KFC actually, and they're Catholic, so.
The Baptists.
Or Baptists, I mean.
Okay, like the Baptists, you go to Kentucky Fried Chicken on a Sunday, or any chicken joint for that much, half the crowd there at least is Baptist.
For sure.
That's a guarantee.
Definitely.
All right, off-season winners and losers coming up next. I'm sure we offended somebody, but, whatever. F them. We'll do that. Mailbag coming up later. And then we got our Madden Sim today as we're taking on the Niners. So stay tuned for that. Say it again? Yes. Yes, sir. Off-season winners and losers begins right now. You're watching Seahawks Today, powered by Chat Sports. I am Tyler Jones here with you. Thanks for joining us. In life, you can be one of two things. You are either a winner or you are a loser. Winning, loser, total loser. We're going to break down who's trending upwards and who's trending downwards heading into training camp, which begins in just a few weeks from right now. We'll go over a full list in just a moment, but first, do you want the Seahawks to make the playoffs? I've been told by the powers that be, the deep state that runs the NFL, that has the scripts and everything, that if we want the script to be written for the Seahawks to make the playoffs, then we need at least 500 likes on today's video. So if you want to make the NFL scriptwriters happy, go ahead and like it. Don't jinx it. Do your part, and we'll get started with today's show. We begin the winners list. You didn't see this one coming. GM John Schneider as our first winner here. He even makes the graphic. He's got a nice action shot and everything, just like the rest of the players. How about that? Shout out Big Tex for that graphic. John Schneider, he was handed the keys to the car, and he's driven full throttle, and he's taken this team in the right direction. Look, he was GM for the last several years, but we all knew that Pete Carroll was still in control, that Pete Carroll was John Schneider's boss, right? And everything still had to be signed off by Pete. It was still his team. John Schneider assumes control. This is his team now. He had to go find a head coach, did a really good job bringing in Mike Macdonald. They had some limitations when it came to cap space and what they could do, and they made the most of what they could. Smart decision, I think, to give Leonard Williams that money to bring him back. They reworked the defense. They improved the defensive line, specifically when it came to run defense. I thought that John Schneider knocked it out of the park this offseason with what he had to work with. You look at the offseason recap for Seattle. There's still some obvious team needs. Still needs some help on the offensive line, specifically the interior, but it might just come down to guys developing accordingly. Linebacker, I do think you've improved with Dodson and Baker as opposed to Wagner and Brooks, but you struggle with depth at that position, especially with those guys banged up right now. Rayshon Jenkins comes in at the safety spot. Byron Murphy, of course, into the fold now. Quandre Diggs is gone. Jamal Adams is gone. But a changing of the guard that the Seahawks have fully embraced. And I think John Schneider has done good with the hand he's been dealt and made the most of this offseason with Seattle. I thought he did a really good job. How would you grade what the Seahawks have done this offseason? A, B, C, D, or F. It's our pinned comment today. You might get an ad break, as Tom Downey would say, take advantage of it. Get your votes in. Let us know. A, B, C, D, or F if on your grade for the Seahawks offseason. Next up, let's go to the losers list. And this is where we find Dre'Mont Jones. Dre'Mont Jones had a disappointing season in 2023. He's the highest paid player on this Seahawks defense. And now he's likely not going to be a starter when the 2024 season rolls along. As the Seahawks brought in Leonard Williams at the trade deadline last year, they give him a new deal. You bring in Byron Murphy. You bring in Jonathan Hankins. And then there's talk that Draymond Jones might be moving to the outside linebacker spot. Well, if that's the case, he's going to be behind Uchenna Nwosu and Boye Mafe there. Draymond Jones has got something to prove. And coming off a season that was his worst in the last 4 years, where he was held to just 4.5 sacks, 5 tackles for loss, and no forced fumbles here. Draymond Jones, it's put up or shut up time. If he does not really show something and start to turn things the right corner, he's going to find himself cut and lose out on a lot of that money on his contract. Draymond Jones with his back against the wall, basically, heading into 2024. The winners list. You knew we were going to mention this guy. JSN, it may be the summer of Jones, but as far as I'm concerned, I am willing to call this the summer of JSN as well. He's been spectacular this offseason. And now he's got a chance to become a star receiver in the NFL. And we already heard the reports this offseason that he became Geno Smith's favorite target. And we know what the Seahawks want to do with the vertical and the horizontal passing game, that want to get the ball to the middle of the field. JSN's a natural fit for this Seahawks offense of the direction Ryan Grubb wants to go forward. And when you look at Tyler Lockett, likely entering his final season in Seattle, pressure's on for JSN to step in and be that number 2 receiver, to take the mantle, if you will, from Tyler Lockett at this point. Last year, his numbers were pretty solid, 63 catches, 628 yards, 10 yards per catch, and 4 touchdowns. But you think about this. He only had a few less catches than DK Metcalf did. Those yardage numbers, that average, has got to come up because the targets are going to be there. Now it's up to JSN to make the most of it, to get more yards after catch and deliver those big plays down the field. Who is a winner from Seahawks the offseason? We've named a couple so far with Schneider and JSN. Who do you guys think? Weigh in the comment section. Let us know. Next on our list is Anthony Bradford at the offensive guard spot. And Anthony Bradford went into this offseason thinking that he was in good shape to be the starting right guard. But of what has unfolded the last couple of months, this is a wide open competition. Think about this. His teammate Olu Oluwatimi, who he was drafted alongside and got limited playing time last year, both of them did. Olu is not really in a competition. Nobody expects Nick Harris to beat out Olu Oluwatimi. Olu is your starting center. Meanwhile, Anthony Bradford is competing with Christian Haynes, who the Seahawks are very high on, who they use a third-round pick and is the odds-on favorite to win the starting job. And then there's McClendon Curtis, who they moved from tackle to guard, who we told you about just a few days ago, who has been fantastic this offseason, really coming out of nowhere, and at the very least is another depth piece. And then on top of that, Anthony Bradford was injured for much of this offseason, gave up first-team reps to Curtis, and so now Anthony Bradford's got his work cut out for him to potentially win this starting job and earn playing time. And if we're going to be honest here, Anthony Bradford, it was up and down for him last year. His overall PFF grade, not that great. The best thing you could say is he only allowed 1 sack on nearly 700 snaps, gave up 5 hits. The big thing for him, he's going to have to cut down on the hurries allowed, 22 in particular, and 4 penalties. But Anthony Bradford, it is going to be a very interesting battle. I'm not rooting for anybody to win this job. I just want to see the best man win and perform at a high level. Next up is Noah Fant, and there's a lot of reasons to point to Noah Fant of why he is on this list. First and foremost, he got paid. He got the bag. If you see Noah Fant hanging around in Seattle, make sure that he's the one buying your coffee or buying your steak, because he is not lacking the Benjamins, if you will, after the amount of money he just got paid. So that's the big reason. But then number 2, think about this. Last year, he was in a crowded tight end room with Will Dissly and Colby Parkinson, and it was by committee. They were rotating the guys, right? Noah Fant, without question, is your number 1 tight end. And this new offense that Ryan Grubb's bringing in is going to have much more of a bigger emphasis on a receiving tight end like Noah Fant than what we've seen previously in the Shane Waldron regime over the last couple of years. It's time to shine for Noah Fant. And the reality is he's coming off the worst season of his career last year. 414 yards is all he had, playing in all 17 games, didn't have a single touchdown. And with Colby Parkinson gone, he's going to be called upon to be that red zone tight end now. So Noah Fant, this is a huge opportunity for him to capitalize and make the most of his chance here with the Seattle Seahawks. Next on the losers list, we point to D. Eskridge, the wide receiver and kick returner. And for D. Eskridge, it's been a very disappointing career for him. I've said it before, I'll say it again. He is the worst draft pick in recent memory for the Seattle Seahawks, as he's brought nothing to this team. He's been injured. He's had off-the-field issues. Things have just added up for D. Eskridge in his time with Seattle. And you think about this. With the addition that they've made with bringing in Chenault, the receiver from Carolina, as well as having Jake Bobo, their undrafted free agent from last year, hashtag more Bobo, the odds are stacked against D. Eskridge to make the 53-man roster at this point. If the season began today, D. Eskridge would be on the outside looking in. He's going to need to have a fantastic camp and a fantastic preseason just in order to make this 53-man roster at this point in time. And we've heard from Mike Macdonald and others say that they're not looking for special teams specialists, okay? It's not going to be good enough for D. Eskridge to just be a kick returner. In fact, he has no experience when it comes to punt returns either, so you can't count on him for that. He's going to have to do more in the receiving game. You look at the statistics, didn't have a single catch last year. Not one. Not one. Big Tax had just as many catches as D. Eskridge did last season. 17 total for his whole career. 122 yards, 7.2 average, 1 touchdown. We know they got the new kickoff rules and everything, but there are other guys that can do what D. Eskridge can do in the kick return game on this Seahawks team. D. Eskridge, his back's against the wall right now. Who is a loser from the Seahawks this offseason? Who is a name that comes to mind? We've gone over a few. What do you guys think? Weigh in, let us know. Another on the winners list is Leonard Williams. The Seahawks traded for Leonard Williams at the trade deadline last year, and he was the best player on the Seahawks defense for the second half of last season. And then you go to this offseason. He enters free agency, and he got a bag too, just like Noah Fant did, right? A big chunk of change that he was handed. And now you look at where the Seahawks defense is going with what they've invested in the defensive line, going from a weakness to a strength overnight. He's going to play a pivotal role in this Seahawks defense. Watch out. And we know that he is going to be a starter, that he is going to get significant playing time. Everyone else is kind of up in the air. How much will we see Murphy? How much will we see Reed, Draymond Jones, and others here? The only thing for certain is that Leonard Williams is going to be the enforcer on this defensive line. Coming off a season where he had 5.5 sacks, 10 tackles for loss, 62 tackles. He was the first player in nearly 70 years in the National Football League to play 18 games last year. Didn't even get a bye week due to when he was traded to Seattle. Watch out. I'm excited for Leonard Williams. Last on our winners list, the one and only, you know it was coming, Devon Witherspoon. And throughout the entire offseason, every day we heard Mike Macdonald open his mouth. He had something positive to say about Devon Witherspoon. If I were to guess, I think Devon Witherspoon is probably Mike Macdonald's favorite player, and rightfully so. He called him the smartest football player he's ever seen in the history of the NFL. And here's the fun part about it, folks. The best with Devon Witherspoon is yet to come. You look at the statistics last year, a Pro Bowl campaign for him where he just balled out. Remember, he showed up late to training camp after having a holdout, but yet still put it together with 79 tackles, 8 tackles for loss, 1 interception, and 16 pass breakups. Unreal. Now, when you look at his coverage statistics, when we head towards 2024, one thing that he will need to work on is the coverage stats to an extent. Gave up a few too many touchdowns. Completion percentage, okay at 57.4. I'd like to see that number come down. I would like to see Devon Witherspoon become that lockdown corner, and I think he can. If you enjoyed today's show, if you want the Seahawks to make the postseason, like the video, do your part, and we shall see you next time, right here on Seattle Seahawks Today. There we go. Grade the Seahawks offseason: A, B, C, D, or F. What are you going with? I see Mike is saying B+. Big Tex rejoins me right now. Texaroni.
What's up, big dog?
What would you grade the Seahawks offseason?
Can this includes like coaching hires, right?
This is all encompassing.
all encompassing.
I go A minus.
Okay, I'll just to not be the same, I'll go A.
Okay.
No A minus, no A plus, just A. I think that's a fair grade.
I feel like I have to preface this now every time with you. Besides Byron Murphy,
Yes.
what was your favorite thing the Seahawks did this offseason?
Honestly, I think hiring Mike Macdonald, because you think about how important like getting a young coach is in the NFL. Like, I'm a Cowboys fan, so I'm experiencing the Mike McCarthy thing with like an old, coach that the game's past him and
Right.
stuff. That's how Pete Carroll was in my mind a lot of ways. Like in the Legion of Boom and like when Earl Thomas was there and like
Right.
prime Russell Wilson, like Pete was great. But the times have passed him, and I think it was critical to change the culture and get a new head coach and coaching staff altogether, especially on offense, because I heard your complaints about Shane Waldron and how
Yeah.
bad the offense was last year. And
Have fun, Chicago.
Exactly. Ryan Grubb is a really great OC, and so I think getting McDonald and the whole coaching staff is like the biggest reason why I give it an A. Like that's my favorite part of the offseason for the Seahawks is changing it up.
Closing time for Pete Carroll. The chat, okay, Tex, you want to weigh in on this. The chat is going back and forth. This came out of left field
Yep.
about what's going on with the Texas A&M baseball situation.
Oh.
You're a UT fan.
Oh yeah. Let me hop in on this.
For folks that don't know, you don't even have to be a college baseball fan to appreciate this story. This is pretty wild. Catch the folks up of what Phobia and Mike are talking about here.
Okay. Let me see what they are speaking about specifically.
They're talking about the Texas A&M coach going to Texas after the College World Series and everything.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, so my overall take on it is I do think he could have handled the way he exited College Station a lot better. I think you can be critical of him for that because he did kind of, grill into a reporter unnecessarily and then had to double back and then apologize to them publicly, which I think is a little embarrassing, but I love the hire for me because I'm a Texas guy. Like, I went to Texas. Like, that's my class ring right there. Like, so for me, it's a great hire, and I love drinking Aggie tears because that brings me joy. But I do feel bad because if I'm an A&M person or player especially, I feel slighted because I had the belief that, this guy's going to be my coach next year. We just were the runner-up in the World Series, College World Series. But he's not. He literally dipped like 18 hours after saying he was going to be there for, with the speech and all that. So I understand like both sides, but I'm happy, and Texas is just a better job.
As somebody that doesn't have a dog in the fight, I find the whole thing hilarious.
It is hilarious from an outside third-party perspective.
Like they went to a cemetery to get this deal done.
Well, sort of. Our athletic director Chris Del Conte waited at a cemetery and then drove to pick up Schlosselnagel, if that's how you say his weird name. But yeah, so he started there. That's what Coop said because one of our coworkers, which is wild.
Checking in on the grades for the offseason. Phobia said B+. Upper Jackson said A. C-Fan said flat, even B, 85%. Texer, I would guess that you were the type of family, when you were telling us about your dad's name, Tom.
Yeah.
You probably couldn't get away with an 85% B at home.
No, or calling him Tom. He would probably get pissed if he saw me watching this right now.
Shout out Tom.
Yeah, you can call
Tom
him
Tex.
Tom Tex. Yeah. No, first of all, he would tell me, you say dad because he's not my dad still to this day when I'm 26.
Papa Tex.
Papa Tex, yeah, exactly. And then what was the other thing you asked about him?
Oh, I said you probably wouldn't get away with getting an 85% B.
No, I was a straight A student. I got usually I was a big video gamer in high school, so one of the biggest punishments for me is either taking my phone away or my video games. And so if I got even close to an A minus, he would be like, I'm gonna take your, if you get a B, I'm gonna take your system away. And one time I did when I was in my freshman year, I got one single B, never got another B again because he took it away for a week.
Wow,
Yeah.
for getting a B.
He took my Xbox away for a week. What the heck?
For getting a B.
For getting a B.
B's get degrees.
Not in my house.
Oh, I guess. Super chat menu. If you would like to take part, and if you want to make me run a 5K, here's your opportunity. First time super chat, you get the Seahawks chant. $5 super chat, dad joke. $10 super chat gets you a spicy jelly bean. We'll get bean boozled. Got a couple options. Habanero, sriracha, cayenne. Also got the jalapeno and Carolina Reaper. $20 super chat, we'll do a Boilermaker, mixing beer and liquor together. Liquor before beer, you're in the clear. And then a $50 super chat, we will do a beer bong. We got the Rabonga here in all its glory. We're at 25 right now. Got to get to 300 to make me do the 5K here on today's show. What'd Phobia say?
He said, here lies A&M's grave, I think. Yeah, here lies A&M's hopes and dreams with like a grave emoji.
That's funny.
That's good stuff right there, Phobia.
That's good. Do we need more questions for the mailbag, or are we good? Okay. Get your questions in. I'm putting a minute on the clock. This is your last chance to get on the mailbag. Hashtag Seahawks or Super Chat to get your questions in. I probably need at least 2 more questions before we start. Phobia, Mike, Seth, get your questions in now. Speak now or forever hold your peace. Yeah. Well, and there was Super Chat before that, too, from Phobia. Oh, Thirsty Thursday. Yeah, we don't need that. Just a question. Yeah. So, yeah, get your questions in now. Mike, Phobia, C-Fan for life. Yeah, get your questions in for this mailbag. I want some trade ideas, too. I want some trade ideas that you guys got cooking in the mailbag segment. Who would you like to see the Seahawks acquire before the season begins? Get your questions in now as we'll begin this mailbag segment in just a moment. Need at least 2 more, and then we'll get started. Then we'll do our Madden Sim. Week number 11, Seahawks and Niners. We got the best of the Niners in the first game, week 6. Now we meet again. And we'll react to it and have a good time with that coming up in just a bit. Upper Jackson just got a question in. Need 1 more. Uno más. And then we will begin the mailbag segment. So stay tuned for that. Trade rumors mailbag. We usually only do 1 mailbag a week, but I felt generous about rewarding you guys with a second mailbag. So it's the least I could do. So we'll do that for you coming up in just a moment. Need 1 more question, and then we'll start the mailbag, and then we'll get into our Madden Sim today. Seahawks and Niners coming up in just a bit. There we go. Phobia with another question. Now we will begin our mailbag segment. Tex, we all set? All right. Let's get this thing going, shall we? Seahawks Today. Mailbag. Trade rumors mailbag starts right now. You're watching Seahawks Today, powered by Chat Sports. I am merely Tyler Jones here with you. Thanks for joining us. And it is time to talk trade rumors. We asked you guys to submit some trade ideas and what other questions you have on your Seattle Seahawks. We'll examine those in just a moment. Before we do, never miss a single moment of Seattle Seahawks Today. Subscribe and turn on notifications. Join the Noti Gang. That way you're the first to know when we have new content on the channel. That way when we go live, when we have new videos, maybe you want to be a part of our next live mailbag segment, whatever it is. Turn on notifications. Never miss a moment. Subscribe now for free. You'll be glad you did. Our first one this week comes from Doom. Doom wants to know, with a $5 super chat, bang, says, could a trade for Foyesade Ololokun, you guys know, the Jags linebacker, work in the future? If so, what would it take? The future is the key point here. Doom, I don't think that they're trading him anytime soon because they just paid him not too long ago a decent amount of money. When it comes to the inside linebacker position, off-ball linebacker, we are not seeing the trade value for those guys being nearly as much, as teams don't value that position like they used to. So I can't imagine him getting a first-round pick. I think it would probably be about a second and a fifth is what you'd be looking at. But I would be very surprised if the Jags traded him off. If they did, by all means, I'd be very interested in bringing him to Seattle as far as that goes. But Doom, I'd be surprised. Thanks for the super chat. Next question from Love Seattle says, I know it's in the division, but what are the chances the Seahawks could trade for Buda Baker? Good question there, Love Seattle. Buda Baker, I think the Cardinals have been shopping him, it feels like, for a while now, right? They've been trying to find a package that they like, but nothing has happened just yet of a potential move at this point, right? And you've had him request a trade and all that stuff, but nothing has really, happened of that. And so, with that being said, is it impossible? No, we've seen intra-division trades before. It doesn't happen that often, but I would be surprised. I would be surprised if the Seahawks brought in Buda Baker. And I have more confidence in Rayshon Jenkins than some people do. Some people aren't so high on him. I think he and Julian Love are good enough to get the job done at the safety spot. I think Seattle has bigger concerns than trading for a guy like Buda Baker. And we saw the past. The Seahawks, it bit them in the ass when they traded for Jamal Adams and all what they gave up. I think Seahawks fans are going to be hesitant to the idea of trading for a safety. Let's ask you guys, put your GM hat on now. Should Seattle trade for Buda Baker? Type T for trade, P for pass. Let us know in the comment section below. Next question, and the mailbag this week comes from Phobia. Phobia writes, could we get any value from a package secondary? We have some disposable pieces. I think, Phobia, there is a decent chance that whoever does not win the outside corner job between Trey Brown and Mike Jackson, assuming they both stay healthy, I think that it is a decent chance it's a loser leaves town situation. Let me explain what I mean by this. I think this competition comes down right to the very end, as it was last season. Remember, Mike Jackson had a great offseason and then just played terrible in the preseason. Trey Brown played pretty well, and Trey Brown ended up being your starting outside corner. We did see Mike Jackson later on in the season, but it came down to the very end, and Trey Brown ultimately won the job. Open competition again between those two, and there's enough teams in the NFL that need a starting outside corner, and Mike Jackson and Trey Brown are just good enough. I think there could be a possibility where one of them gets traded, whoever doesn't win the job, and then you try to see what you can get, whether it's a fifth round or sixth round, seventh round pick, a late day 3 pick, if you will, potentially. I could see one of those guys leaving. Sleepless in Seattle, great movie, by the way. I just watched that again not too long ago. The question is, seems like Hassan Reddick isn't happy with the Jets. Could he end up in Seattle? So it's the same situation that he was in Philadelphia, where he's looking to get paid. The Jets have not paid him that money yet there in New York, which is bizarre, right? You would think that was going to be one of the first things they took care of when they brought him into town, but they didn't do so. And with that said, putting him on the market, I think, is not impossible. The thing for the Jets, though, it's hard to imagine them getting the same trade value that they traded for. It's probably going to be less now because you have a disgruntled player that's been upset in multiple locations at this point. So, yeah, I mean, he could be traded. I would love to see him in Seattle, but then you have to pay him too. I would, if you could do it, I would do it. But I would be surprised. Count me surprised if that would happen. What do you guys think? If Seattle has the opportunity to trade for Hassan Reddick, should they pull the trigger and do it? Weigh in, let us know. Y for yes, in for no, if Seattle should trade for Hassan Reddick or not. David Goggins, what a legend, right? He writes in, is the Seahawks offense or defense going to carry the team more in 2024? I like the improvements to the defense, but let's not kid ourselves here. The strength of this Seahawks team is still their offense of what they bring to the table with those skill positions. The wide receiver room is arguably the best in football when you talk about DK and Lockett and JSN entering year number 2. The running back core is really good with Walker and Charbonnet. I think you're going to see more of Kenny McIntosh. That running back room is going to be really good. Noah Fant should take a step forward. Hopefully the offensive line improves. I think Geno is a much better fit for Ryan Grubb's offense than he was with Shane Waldron's. So for me, I think the offense carries this team. But the defense will be improved, and the defense will find ways, I think, to take steps forward where they do win games. Maybe it's the pass rush. Maybe it's the secondary coming through. This isn't going to be a top 10 defense. Don't get me wrong. But it's going to be better than what we saw last year. So I do think the defense is better, but the offense does the legwork most of the way. 2 more questions. Jay-Z writes in, if Geno doesn't have a good season, Sam Howell has to take over. Do you think he is the solution? If so, why? No, I don't think he's the solution. If he was all that in a bag of chips, wouldn't the Commanders have kept him and not drafted Jalen Daniels? Just a thought there. Former 5th-round pick. I know he's relatively young, but to me, there's too many red flags when it comes to accuracy. Turned the football over a lot, was highly inaccurate, led the league in interceptions. And I know a lot of that wasn't his fault. He had a terrible offensive line there in Washington, but I'm just not a believer. Sam Howell is not a guy that can lead you to a Super Bowl. And the Seahawks are not going to have their long-term solution at the quarterback position until they find a QB that's capable of leading them to a Super Bowl. Geno's not that guy. Sam Howell's not that guy. Next offseason, that'll be a question the Seahawks have to figure out. Do they want to run it back with Geno and kind of push things back, wait longer, or are the Seahawks going to go with a rookie quarterback and try to find their franchise guy, or do they go with a veteran? Dak's a possibility. Cousins is a possibility. But it's not Geno, and it's certainly not Sam Howell as the long-term solution Seattle's looking for as far as that goes. Last question. I miss Pete. Oh, do you? Do you really? Give Mike Macdonald a chance. How many wins realistically could we expect from Seattle in 2024? I think that the ceiling is 10. I think at best it's a 10-win season. If the Seahawks win 10 games, I'll be thrilled. And everybody should be thrilled if they're a 10-win team in 2024. The floor, I'd be surprised if they won anything less than 7 games. I think this team is too talented. ESPN rated them about the 16th best roster in football. That should be what you're looking at. I think a 9-8 season would be my prediction that the Seahawks get to what they've gotten to the last couple of seasons. The goal, as I've stated previously, I'll say it again, for the Seahawks this year, it's to be a playoff contender. Try to get into the postseason. If you win 9-10 games, make the playoffs, it's a very good year. Next year is going to be when they need to take the next step and compete to win the NFC and potentially get to the Super Bowl. Thanks for joining us here on Seahawks Today. Subscribe now for continuing Seahawks coverage. YouTube.com/Seahawks TV. I'm Tyler Jones. We'll see you next time. There we go. Final segment next, as we will do our Madden Sim. Seahawks and Niners. Let's ask you all, though, before we begin the Madden Sim. Should the Seahawks trade for Hassan Reddick? Tex, you heard my opinion. If they get the opportunity, I would love that.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they'll get the chance.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think they're going to get the opportunity to trade for him. If they do, I feel like a massive addition to the defense for sure. But the big if is if he's even going to be available to be traded.
Right. What do you guys think? Should the Seahawks trade for Hassan Reddick? Y for yes, N for no. Upper Jackson says no. Phobia says no. What do you guys think? Thanks for getting in your responses. Madden Sim coming up next. Seahawks and Niners. Yeah. Go ahead. First-time Super Chatters, you get the Seahawks chant. $5 Super Chat will tell a dad joke. $10 Super Chat will eat a spicy jelly bean. $20 Super Chat will do a Boilermaker. $50 Super Chat, we will do a beer bong. And if we reach 200 today, we'll do a boot. If we reach 300 today, I'll run a 5K. Right now, we are at $25 so far for the day. Texter's got to run to the restroom. And then when Tex gets back, we will do our Madden Sim coming up in just a moment. Seahawks and Niners today. I'm keeping tabs on the NBA draft, and Bronny just went off the board. He is headed to the Los Angeles Lakers to join his father His dad's technically a free agent, but I would think LeBron's going to come back. Bronny off the board. Everybody was waiting to see if he would get picked, and he heads to L.A. So Nepo Baby does find a team, gets bailed out by his dad. Nepo Baby should be playing college basketball for a mid-major program instead. Because his last name's James, he gets to play for the Los Angeles Lakers. Imagine that. Let's see. Is he still going to live at his dad's house, I wonder? Or does he get his own place? I mean, his dad's going to have a nicer place than anything he can afford. I would be very curious. Does he still live with mom and dad? Or does he move elsewhere in Los Angeles? I'd be very curious. Let's see. Checking in on the chat. We asked you earlier, should the Seahawks trade for Hassan Reddick? And Phobia said no. Matt R. said no. Upper Jackson said no. I didn't see a single yes. Chat, I want to know right now, why do you not want Hassan Reddick? If the Seahawks can trade for him, to me, that sounds like a natural fit. Sounds like a natural fit if they can. Yeah, I don't understand. Yeah. I don't understand what y'all are talking about. Yes. Good catch. Tex, your reaction. Bronny is a Laker. Nepo Baby found a home with Dad there in Los Angeles.
Yeah, I'm not at all surprised by that, considering the fact that LeBron James plays for the Lakers. I mean, I would have hoped and dreamed that he somehow ended up on the Mavs with his dad, but that was a pipe dream, and I knew that this was ultimately the end result, probably. Right. And yes, Nepo Baby is accurate because he averaged 3.5 points per game at USC in a Power 5 program, which is absurd.
All right, let's get this thing rocking and rolling, shall we? Madden Sim time. Seahawks and Niners, week number 11. Seahawks coming off a bye, 6-3 record. Niners are 6-2, and we're coming off a win against the Rams. Tex, you were here for it yesterday. Hell of a game. Overtime win.
Definitely a great game. I mean, you can't ask for much more than persevering through overtime and winning. It's a statement.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so here we go. Let me fix my hair. And then we'll start our Madden Sim, week number 11. We're already over halfway through the season at this point. We'll take you all the way to week 18. Let's see if the Seahawks can make the playoffs. Let's get this thing going. Seahawks Madden Sim, Seahawks Niners. You guys can still super chat as we're going along throughout the Madden stream. When we drink, we score. We drink, we win. You guys know how it works. $sign next to the chat box if you want to contribute. Let's get this thing started. Madden starts right now. It is week 11 in the National Football League. Your Seattle Seahawks set to take on the San Francisco 49ers for the second time this season in 2024. The Seahawks shocked the world by getting a win against San Francisco in a Thursday night matchup at home a few weeks ago. Now they meet for the second time. The Niners come in as heavy favorites, 15 points to be exact for this home matchup. It has been a while since Seattle won at San Francisco. The Niners, they've had a pretty good year. They're at 6-2. Seattle at 6-3. The over-under at 44.5. This is a divisional game. A lot on the line. If the Seahawks can come away with a win in this one, they're going to be in very good shape to make the postseason, potentially win the NFC West, be in the driver's seat if they can sweep the Niners and get the job done today. If you want a Seahawks win, like the video. Don't jinx it. Do your part. If we get 500-plus likes today, I've been told that's going to be good enough to get a Seahawks win. Do your part, like the video, and we'll get started here with today's show. Key to victory today. If the Seahawks are going to beat San Francisco, it comes down to slowing down Christian McCaffrey. The last time these two teams faced, the Seahawks did just enough to take away McCaffrey to get the win. If they can slow down McCaffrey, the Seahawks have a chance to get the job done. The NFC West standings heading into today's matchup. You can see the Niners with a slight edge as they've played one less game than Seattle has, with a 6-2 record. The Seahawks at 6-3. Rams are at 4-4. Cardinals at 1-8. The winner of this game going to have the edge when it comes to the NFC West standings the rest of the way. Predict the score. Who wins? What will the final be? You going with the Seahawks or you going with the Niners? Get your predictions in the comment section below. We are doing these Madden Sims for the entire Seahawks season. As you can see, there's the results of the games that have already occurred. And then the second half of the season, we got the Cardinals coming up next week, followed by the Jets, Cardinals again, Packers, then the final stretch, taking on the Vikings, Bears, and Rams. And if the Seahawks make the playoffs, then we'll do Madden Sims for the postseason as well. So that is what's ahead. Let's head out to Santa Clara, Levi's Stadium, for this NFC West showdown between the Seattle Seahawks and the San Francisco 49ers. Tyler Jones here with you. Big Tex on the ones and twos today. He is back. Texer, we had a hell of a game earlier this week when the Seahawks took down the Los Angeles Rams.
In overtime.
They've now won 5 out of their last 6 games, including being San Francisco.
Oh, yeah?
Seattle's got a lot of momentum going into today.
They are. I mean, they're killing it under Mike Macdonald in year 1. I mean,
yeah.
Can't ask for much more.
Right. And for those that may not know, we have the updated rosters for this year. Although you're going to see Pete Carroll on the sidelines, we still have the updated playbooks for what Mike Macdonald is doing with the Seahawks on defense and Ryan Grubb's offense and all that. So we got it as close as we can to being realistic on our Madden Sim here today. So certainly excited about that. Don't have the updated kickoff as this is Madden 24, but we do the best with what we can. The Niners will get the football first. The Seahawks will kick off. A beautiful day in Santa Clara. Seahawks and Niners, one of the best rivalries in the National Football League. Type C for Seattle. Who do you got? Spam it for the Hawks. Show some love. We want to make sure our voices are heard loud and clear in Santa Clara today to show some love for our Hawks, to do our part and get this win today. Week number 11, Seahawks and Niners. Seahawks coming off a bye, playing some really good football, winning 5 out of their last 6. Can they beat San Francisco for the second time this year? The players are ready. The coaches are ready. The fans are ready. We hope you are too, as we are underway from Santa Clara. And they're going to bring this one out. And the return is to about the 24-yard line. That is where San Francisco will begin for their first possession on offense. Big Tex, I think it's critical here for the defense to set the tone early. Go get that 3 and out.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you have a defensive-minded head coach in Mike Macdonald. If you're going to set the tone anyway, it's got to be on the defensive line.
All right. So here we go. 1st and 10 for San Fran. Ball to 24-yard line as we get things going here. The Niners going to open up in a shotgun formation. McCaffrey in the backfield. Purdy under pressure. He's brought down. A sack. Terrell Dodson on the first play from scrimmage with a 7-yard loss. Spam sack. Spam sack. How about that? What a start for the Seahawks defense. We said set the tone early. They get right after Brock Purdy from the first play. 2nd and 17. Purdy steps back. Pass, and that is incomplete. Good coverage there from Rick Wallen. And that's going to bring up 3rd down. Type those threes. Type those threes. Spam 3 in the chat. We'll shout out all the threes for 3rd down. 3rd and 17. 4 wide. Purdy in the shotgun. Purdy steps back. Pass. Complete 1st down. Aiyuk wide open. Nobody covered him. And the Niners keep the drive alive on 3rd and 17. Just Life was typing the threes. Upper Jackson typing the threes. Santa Fe dropping some threes. Love it. 12s are heard loud and clear in the chat today. 1st and 10. Ball to 43. 5 minutes remaining here in quarter 1. Ball at the 43-yard line. Single back formation. Purdy steps back, pass, finds a man open, complete. And that's a 7-yard gain. So 2nd and 3 coming up. Ball at midfield. Shotgun formation, 4 wide. On 2nd and 3, Purdy steps back, pass, finds his man open, complete. And that is Jennings on the reception, his 2nd of the day. He's got 15 yards. Witherspoon with the tackle. Tex, so far what I'm seeing is that the Seahawks are just leaving these receivers wide open right now.
They're playing a little bit, too, of like a soft cushion coverage, it looks like to me. I don't know why. They should be playing a little bit more press man, in my opinion.
And there's a run to McCaffrey. He's got a lane to the left, and he's got a first down. If I was in charge of the controller right now, Tex, I would be moving the corners up. I think what is the button? It's like Y and then the down arrow, right? That's what I'd be doing right now. So a 1st and 10 for San Fran. Ball to 21. Purdy steps back, rolls to his left, pass, and incomplete. That'll be 2nd and 10 now for the Niners. Ball to 21. 3:12 remaining in the first quarter. Niners with their first possession. Need a stop right now. Spam stop. Spam stop. I'll shout at everybody, spam and stop. Purdy pass. That is complete. And that is Deebo Samuel with his first catch of the game. A 10-yard completion. Julian Love on the tackle. And it'll be first down at the 11. Under 3 to go here in quarter one. Niners with the ball. They're driving. 1st and 10. Spam stop. I'll shout out the stops. Purdy steps back. Pass. Finds Kittle open. And that's going to be a 9-yard gain. Trey Brown on the tackle. Purdy 5 of 7 for 60 yards to begin this one as he finds Kittle for the first time today. So far, all the Niners receivers have been wide open. Coverage lacking. Santa Fe type and stop. Jay-Z type and stop. Seth type and stop. It's working, folks. Look at that. Loss of a yard, and Cameron Latou goes down for San Francisco. An injury timeout. Keep spamming stop. Keep spamming stop. 3rd and 2. 3rd down. Hold them to 3. Hold them to 3. Purdy got to keep it himself. And he stopped. He's brought down. Rayshon Jenkins with the tackle. The chat stood up, and they delivered, and that's going to bring up 4th down. Beautiful job by the Seahawks defense to hold them. Upper Jackson type and stop. South type and stop. And the Niners are going to stay on offense on 4th and 1. They're going for it. Handoff to McCaffrey up the gut. He dives forward. Touchdown, San Francisco. And the Niners are on the board first. Type F. Type F. That, man. Texas doesn't get any closer than that. You had them to 4th and 1. Oh. Type F. Extra point attempt up. And it is good from Jake Moody. He's in a good Moody as they take a 7-0 lead with 1:38 to play here in the first quarter. The Niners with an opening drive score. The Niners did whatever they wanted for most of that drive. The Seahawks defense did a really good job there towards the goal line, but ultimately the Niners convert on 4th and 1 with the first touchdown of the game. Here's the kickoff. Fielded at the 3. Eskridge going to bring it out. Makes one man miss. And he's brought down to the 23-yard line. That is where we'll see Geno Smith in the Seahawks offense for the first time today. Now, Tex, the pressure's on. When you're in offense coming off the field, when the defense gives up an opening drive touchdown, that immediately puts pressure on the offense to come out firing right away. Even if you don't get 7, you have to get points. So 1st and 10, 1:34 to go in the first quarter. Ball at the 24-yard line. Go ahead, Tex.
You got to respond this drive, man.
Here we go. And play action. Pass. Intercepted on the opening play from scrimmage. What the hell? Campbell picks it off. And a costly turnover. Type F. Type F. What are we doing? What are we doing? Pass intended for DK Metcalf. It was overthrown. And the Niners will take over with great field position. What are we doing, folks? Awful. That's terrible. So 1st and 10 now for San Francisco at the 28-yard line with 90 seconds remaining here in the first. Play action. Purdy, pass to Kittle, complete. That's going to be about a 1-yard gain. Tackle made there. I believe that was Dodson. That's his 3rd tackle so far. And Tex, this could not have been a worse start for Seattle. To give up an opening drive touchdown and then a pick in great territory.
Yeah, that's not – you got to not do that in the opening drive. Definitely not.
Purdy, pass, complete. Makes one man miss, still going. And it's 1st and goal for San Francisco after the catch from Deebo Samuel. His 2nd of the day. He's got 32 yards. Santa Fe typing F. Upper Jackson says put Sam in. We'll see. Type S for stop. I'll shout out all the S's. Type S. 1st and goal for San Fran at the 5. Play action. Purdy to the end zone. Intercepted! 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 Rayshad Jenkins with a huge play. And the Seahawks are getting the football back. Let's go! Let's go! Badly needed that. Badly needed that. Oh, me, oh, my. Spam INT. Spam INT. What a break. What a break. Thank you. Thank heavens. Oh, that could have been very bad if they would have been down 14-0 in the first. Santa Fe typing INT. Who else is spamming INT? We got to celebrate after that. Get on your feet. Get fired up. Upper Jackson typing INT. Both quarterbacks with an interception here in the first quarter. Defense looking good. Geno, pass, complete. 6-yard gain finds Orange Fanta. Sippy sip. 2nd and 4 coming up. I believe that will do it for quarter number 1. Niners lead it 7-0. Seahawks with the football. And when we come back, we'll have 2nd down. Byron Murphy jerseys on sale now. Chatsports.com/Murphy. Got the home and away options. Free shipping available as well. Go see for yourself. Chatsports.com/Murphy. The link is in the comments and description of today's video. All right. Want to make sure you guys are subscribed to Seahawks Today for continuing Seahawks coverage, like these Madden Sims we're doing all season. Bring you live shows twice a week. During the season, we'll have our watch parties, just like you're seeing today, for live games. Subscribe now, youtube.com/Seahawks TV. Turn on notifications so you never miss a moment. Super Chat menu. When we drink, we score. We drink, we win. If you want to have some brewskis with us here on a Thirsty Thursday and do your part to secure a Seahawks win, send in a Super Chat. $sign next to the chat box if you want to contribute. Get your name on screen as well as whatever message you got for your Seahawks. First-time Super Chatters get the Seahawks chant. $5 Super Chat will tell a dad joke. $10 Super Chat will eat the spicy jelly bean. $20 Super Chat will do a Boilermaker. $50 Super Chat will do a beer bong. If we reach 300 today, yours truly will run a 5K, which is something I've never done before. We're at $25 right now. Got a ways to go, but it can be done, folks. Let's head to quarter number 2 now. Seahawks down 7-0. They have the football. 2nd and 4 coming up. Both teams with interceptions in the first quarter. Can the Seahawks get on the board and even up this game on this drive? Geno pass complete. DK. First downs all day. He rolls. Spam DK. Spam DK. Keep the chains moving. DK making it happen. You'll love to see it, folks. That's how it's done. First down. Empty set. Geno pass. That one is complete. An 8-yard gain to Kenneth Walker. As we'll have 2nd and 2 coming up. 5:30 to go here till halftime. What's going to happen on this drive? Touchdown, field goal, turnover, or punt? Get your predictions in. 2nd and 2. Play action. Geno on the run, pass overthrown, intended for DK Metcalf. So far, Tex, we've seen Geno overthrow some of his receivers early in this one. Kind of, a little exotic, a little timid right now.
He's got to trust his receivers more. I feel like he's playing timid.
3rd and 2. Like the video, convert on 3rd down. They hand it off to Walker, and he's got the first. Type those ones. The first carry of the day for Kenneth Walker is a 3-yard gain and a first down for Seattle. Type those ones. Making it happen. Seahawks keeping the chains moving. 1st and 10. Do it again. Ball at the 45. Shotgun formation. Geno steps back. Pass. Finds his man open. DK again. Another first down. Keep the ones a-moving. I'm moving, I tell you. Type the ones. Type those ones. First down. Oh, they rule incomplete. What? I thought that was a catch. All right, 2nd and 10 then. My bad, folks. Pass complete. 5-yard gain, 3rd and 5. 3rd and 5 coming up, ball at midfield. You want to convert on 3rd down? Like the video. Like it up, like it up, like it up. I'm on fire. Geno takes the snap. Pass. To Noah Fant, complete, first down. First down, type those ones. Type those ones. I'm shouting out everybody that spams 1. Santa Fe typing 1. Who else going to be typing 1? Seahawks are marching. Oh, when the Hawks go marching in. Hand off to Walker. Walker on the run. Makes one man miss. And he's got a 3-yard gain. 2nd and 7 coming up. Jay-Z typing 1. How's Beyonce doing, Jay-Z? Give me an update. Let her know I said sup. Devin typing 1. 2nd and 7. Empty set. Geno steps back. Pass. Finds his man open. First down. To DK again. Keep typing the ones. I'm going to keep on shouting out those ones. Keep it going. Devin and Jay-Z typing 1. Who else is typing 1? Tex finally getting some momentum. I think Geno finally got out of his funk.
Oh, yeah. He's starting to cook a little bit.
1st and 10. Ball at the 29-yard line. Smith steps back. Pass complete. And that's going to be a 5-yard pickup on first down. 2nd and 5 coming up. Pharaoh Brown with his first catch for 5 yards. Pharaoh. Whoa, let my people go. Lima, Mr. Kane typing 1s. Upper says we need to get the run game going. I agree. Play action. Smith rolls out to his right. Pass complete. Finds DK. 1st and goal for Seattle for the first time today. Keep typing 1. Keep typing 1. Yes. Alexander typing 1 as well. So we got 1st and goal And the Seahawks with a chance to tie up this football game here in quarter two. Lima typing one. And that is stuffed behind the line. They tried to go the fullback dive play. I love a good fullback dive. They tried to use Brady Russell there, but you can't really do that unless you're like 2 or 1 yards away. So 2-minute warning. Want the Seahawks to win. Spam C. Spam C. I'm shouting out all the C's. 2nd and goal. Shotgun formation. Geno steps back. Pass to the end zone. Dropped a touchdown. No. JSN through his hands. And now we have 3rd and goal. That's unfortunate. That's literally 6 points off the board with the drop touchdown. 3rd and goal. Geno steps back, going to the end zone. Caught! Touchdown! Seahawks! Noah Fant! Noah Fant! Spam TD! Spam TD! Show me them TDs! Bring out the big TDs, folks! Let's go! Let's go! Spam the TDs! Show us those TDs. Spam it in the chat. I'm shouting them out. I'm shouting them out. Devin, Mr. Kane, Jay-Z, Mr. Kane, Mike, Lima, Mr. Kane. Extra point attempt on its way. It is up, and it is Gucci. And we're all knotted up with under 2 to play here in the first half. Mike, Santa, Lima, Nye, Mike, Lima, Devin, everybody's spamming the TDs in the chat. Mike spamming TD as well. Let's go. Kickoff coming up as the Niners will get the football back. Into the end zone, they're going to bring it out to about the 22-yard line. That is where the Niners will begin. With 1:50 remaining in the first half, the Niners do have all 3 timeouts. If you want the Seahawks to win, like the video. Don't jinx it. Tex, you are my witness. It's pretty clear. We get enough likes, we win. 1st and 10. Niners going shotgun formation. Purdy. Pass. Complete. 8-yard gain. 2nd and 2 coming up. The clock stops with 1:46 to go till halftime. Ball to 29. 4 wide. Purdy in the shotgun. Pass. Incomplete. And that is Jerome Dodson on the coverage. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 2. Type S for stop. Type S for stop. I'm shouting out all the S's. Upper Jackson. Mr. Kane. Just Life. Type S. Purdy. Pass. Batted away. Incomplete. Great coverage from Julian Love. And that's going to force the punt unit for San Francisco. And Seattle's going to get the football back with a chance to take the lead before the half with all 3 timeouts. That's how it's done, my friends. Upper Jackson, Just Life, Alexander, Nye, Lima, Jay-Z, Nye, Lima. They're all spamming the chat. Let's go. Seahawks with the football, ball at the 35, all 3 timeouts, 91 seconds to go here in the second quarter. Tex, good ball game so far. I would say that the Niners have outplayed the Seahawks to this point. If they could find a way to get a halftime lead here, I would be pretty happy.
You're tied right now, which, I mean, honestly is like, considering they played a lot better, you could take it.
Geno going deep, finds his man open. Tyler Lockett to the 10, 5, touchdown, Seahawks! Tyler Lockett to the house, and the Seahawks take the lead. Spam TD! Spam TD! 2 straight scoring drives, and Seattle's on top. Wow! 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 Spam TD! Spam TD! Seattle's got the lead on the road in a divisional battle. Extra point attempt up, and it is good. One play, 65 yards, and Seattle leads it at the break. Lima typing TD. Santa Fe typing TD. Nye typing TD. Colin typing TD. Upper Jackson typing TD. Colin typing TD. Upper Jackson. Lima. Upper Jackson. Colin. Keep it going. Keep it going. We're leading, folks. We're leading this one. Here's the kickoff. Both teams with all 3 timeouts remaining. 1:20 to go till halftime. Kick brought out to about the 21-yard line. That is where San Francisco will begin. Seattle up by 7. DMU typing TD. Colin typing TD. Seth typing TD. Upper Jackson. Michael. Seth. Upper Jackson. Let's get a stop right now. Let's make sure we protect the lead at the half. Spam S for stop. Purdy rolls out to his right. Pass. That is complete. Deebo Samuel with a 7-yard gain. Gets out of bounds. So 2nd and 3 coming up. $1:14 to go in the quarter. Purdy steps back. Pass. That's complete. And a short pickup there. 3rd and 2. Clock continues to run. Type those threes. Type those threes. 3rd down. Come on. Let's get a stop. Ball at the 30. Purdy, pass. Wide open. A big gain to Brandon Aiyuk. He says, let's go, Brandon, and gets the 1st down. 3 catches for 68 yards for Aiyuk. And the Niners keep the drive alive. Witherspoon with the tackle. That is not where we were looking for there. The Niners now have a chance to get points before the end of the half. 2 timeouts remaining for San Francisco. 44 seconds on the clock. Handoff to McCaffrey. And he went WWE style with that tackle. Boye Mafe. From Boye to man. That's going to bring up 2nd and 8. Clock running. 25 seconds to go till halftime. Niners change the play at the line. Type S for stop. Ball to 34. Purdy. Pass. 1-on-1. Caught by Deebo. And it's 1st and goal, San Fran, with 10 seconds to go till halftime. That was not what we were hoping for, folks. Deebo with an acrobatic catch. Witherspoon on the coverage. And the Niners have a chance for 2 more plays before the end of the half. Ball at the 6-yard line. 1st and goal. Shotgun formation. Purdy steps back to the end zone. Caught. Touchdown Niners. And the Niners are an extra point away from tying this football game. Type FSF. So more than likely, we're going to be tied at the halftime break. We got a ball game, folks. Tex, I need you to turn your mic on. Chant this with me. We're going to chant F San Fran. The chat's going to chant it with us. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. F San Fran! 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 Let's go. Let's go. Enjoy your needles on the ground. Enjoy that homeless population. Here we go. Kickoff coming. With 8 seconds to go till half. Short kick, fielded at the 6. Eskridge makes one man miss, still going, down close to the 26-yard line. Chance for one more play, and then we will hit halftime. All knotted up, 14 apiece. Tex, you promised me an exciting game. This game's delivered so far.
It has been an exciting first half, no doubt.
All right, and that'll do it. Geno kneels down, and that will do it for half number 1. All knotted up, 14 apiece here in this one, with half number 2 coming up in just a moment. Byron Murphy jerseys on sale now. Chatsports.com/Murphys where you can find yours today. He'll wear the number 91. Got the home and the way options. Also got free shipping available. Go see for yourself. Chatsports.com/Murphy to get yours today. Also, want to make sure you guys subscribe to Seahawks Today for daily Seahawks coverage, news and rumors, live shows twice a week, Madden Sims for every game this season. We're also bringing you breaking news, interactive mailbags, and more. Your Seahawks offseason headquarters, youtube.com/Seahawks TV to subscribe today. Super chat menu if you want to get involved in today's show. When we drink, we score. We drink, we win. Haven't been doing a ton of drinking, folks. We need to change it up a bit if we want to win this football game. First-time super chatters, you get the Seahawks chant. $5 super chat will do a dad joke. $10 super chat will eat a spicy jelly bean. $20 super chat will drink a Boilermaker. Liquor and beer, you're in the clear. $50 super chat will do a beer bong. We get to 300 today. We're at 25 right now. I'll run a 5K. Tex, while I take a drink and clear my throat, give me your thoughts. What do you think of this first half? Very competitive. And both sides, offense and defenses, from both teams came to play.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. I mean, minus the turnovers for the Seahawks, I feel like despite how much better the Niners have played, they're in this game right now. Like, at least at the half, they're in this game. Like, I would like to see the Seahawks up like 21-7 right now. I feel like some mental mistakes on Geno's part with the interception wasn't great. Like, so that's costly. So honestly, I feel like this could be a one-score lead at the half instead of a tie ball game. But unfortunately, because of those turnovers and the sloppy play, it's a tie ball game. But if you look at it the other way around, you know, you're tied with one of the best teams in the NFC. So at halftime, at their home field.
Right.
So, could be worse. Could be down like 21 at the half or something.
All right. Let's begin half number 2. Seahawks will get the football first. Spam C in the chat. Come on, Seahawks fans. We need to finish the fight. Finish the fight. A chance to put yourselves in the driver's seat in the division. Both teams with 6 wins on the year entering today. Seattle 6-3, San Francisco 6-2. And remember, the Seahawks won the first meeting between these two teams back on week 6. So here we go. Quarter number 3. All knotted up, 14 apiece. Spam C in the chat. I want to see as much as we can as we begin the second half. I'll shout out all the C's. I got Nye saying C. Who else is going to join Nye? I only see Nye right now. Nye can't be a one-man band here. Need some help. Keep spamming C in that chat. We'll shout them all out as we begin half number 2. Seahawks will start with the football. A chance to take the lead to begin the third. Rigo typing C. Nye typing C. Here's the kick. Fielded at the 1. Eskridge going to bring it out and gets to the 25-yard line. Crazy Florida guy typing C. Good to see you, Crazy Florida guy. First and 10 coming up for the Seahawks. Geno Smith started rough, an opening drive interception, but he's played well since. Let's see what he can put together for the second half. Did he take his Roman to see if he had enough stamina for the second half? We'll find out. Rigo, says C. Crazy Florida guy. Nye. Aaron. They're all fired up. First and 10. 4 wide. Geno steps back. Pass. Intercepted. The second interception of the game from Geno Smith on the opening drive again as Fred Warner picks it off. And the Niners will take over with great field position. That was the last thing we wanted right now, Tex, was another opening drive interception. Type F. Type F. Second half, got to slow down that guy, Deebo Samuel. He's been unstoppable. 5 catches for 74 yards and a touchdown here in this first half. Let's see what the Seahawks defense can come up with here. Backs against the wall. Ball at the 33-yard line for the Niners. As we'll have first and 10. Going to be a handoff. McCaffrey bounces to his right. And he's going to pick up about 4 yards. Second and 6 coming up. You know, my thought going into this, Tex, the Seahawks needed to play as close to a perfect game as possible to win this. Give them the ball over twice in good territory. This does not make me feel good. McCaffrey, catch. First down, San Fran. That's the second catch of the day from McCaffrey for 9 yards. And Jenkins has 2 tackles. Type S for stop. I'll shout out all the S's. Type S for stop. First and 10, ball to 23. Pass complete. And that's a 7-yard gain. As the Niners keep the chains moving, they'll have second and 3 with 4:40 to go in the quarter. This is not what the doctor ordered. Here we go. Second and 3. Purdy got all day. Pass complete. Brandon Aiyuk. It's going to be first and goal for San Fran. Oh. Aiyuk, 4 catches, 78 yards. Jenkins on the tackle. Oof. Damn brutal. First and goal, McCaffrey on the carry, and he gets about 2 yards there. Second and goal coming up. .335 to go in the third. Keep typing S for stop. I'll shout out the S's in the chat. Type S. I got Nye, M. Cole, Just Life. McCaffrey on the carry, close to the goal line. He stopped just short. Third and goal at the 1. Type those 3s. Type those 3s. Third down. Tex, you got to be thinking it's 2 plays here because they've already gone for a 4th and goal at the 1 before. Got to get 2 stops right now. Third and goal. McCaffrey on the carry, touchdown San Fran. And the Niners take the lead here in the third quarter. After the interception from Geno Smith, they march on down in short territory and take a 20-14 lead with the extra point coming up. Type F, San Fran. I mean, it's hard to blame the defense, Tex, when you give them the ball at the 33-yard line.
Geno Smith is costing the Seahawks this game just a bit.
I mean, are we going to see Sam Howell potentially? Is Mike Macdonald going to pull the trigger and put in Sam if this keeps up?
I sure hope so because this shit is tragic, bro. Defense is not the reason this game is getting out of hand.
Extra point good. So that makes it 21-14 now. 2:49 to go in the third.
thinking about benching Geno for Sam Howell if we get a super chat. Just an idea.
You hear that, folks?
Just throwing it out there. This man's got 2 picks, if I'm not mistaken.
Next super chat, Tex might be willing to bench Geno for Sam.
2 first-half interceptions, I should say.
Well, the second interception came at the beginning of the second half.
Oh, that's true.
Short return brought out to the 18. And the Seahawks will start down by 7, 2:45 to go in the third. Got a lot of F. San Frans in the chat. Nye, Santa Fe, M. Cole. Michael, what are you talking about? This is a Madden sim.
You could argue the second turnover was more costly than the first because they were on, the 30-yard line?
Oh, yeah.
Score in the red zone almost?
Oh, yeah.
That's just backbreaking.
1st and 10, Geno pass. Complete to Lockett, 5-yard gain. Not bad. 2nd and 5 coming up, 2:30 to go in the second quarter. Here we go. Shotgun formation. Geno steps back. Pass complete. And a short pickup there. 3rd and 2 after the catch from Tyler Lockett. Tyler Lockett's had a big day. 3 catches, 73 yards, and a touchdown. 3rd and 2 coming up. Like the video to convert on 3rd down. 3rd and 2. 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Single back formation. Handoff to Walker. And he's got the first down. Type those ones. All right. So we got some momentum now. Once you get the first down out of the way, Tex, I feel like things get easier. Santa Fe typing 1. Nye typing 1. Walker on the carry. He's got a first down and more. Close to midfield. Kenneth Walker with 4 carries for 28 yards. And the Seahawks keep the chains moving. Type those ones. How in the world, Tex, does Kenneth Walker only have 4 carries today? They need to continue to run the football here.
They gotta pound the rock more, man. Got to challenge with the run.
1st and 10. Walker on the run again. And he's limited to 2 yards that time. So 2nd and 8 coming up. 45 seconds remaining in the third quarter. The Seahawks trying to tie up this football game.
They're getting good yardage, too, off the rushing carries. I don't know why they're not running it more.
When you play Madden, Tex, what's your strategy? You usually run or pass more? Oh, no, there's a sack. Nick Bosa, his first of the day. That's going to bring up 3rd and forever. Oh,
For me, I like to mix it up a little bit. Depends on the team I'm playing with. If it's like the Chiefs that I run, it's pass heavy. For sure.
Of course.
4 verts.
4 verts all day with Mahomes.
All day.
End of the third, Seattle trails 21-14. We'll head to the fourth quarter. Type those fours as we head to the fourth. Byron Murphy jerseys on sale now. Chatsports.com/Murphy to get yours today. Free shipping available as well. Home and the way options. We also have free shipping. Go see for yourself. Chatsports.com/Murphy. Subscribe now to Seahawks Today for daily Seahawks coverage you won't find anywhere else. 2 live shows a week, Madden Sims throughout the season as we go through every single Seahawks regular season game. We'll also continue to bring you breaking news, Q&A mailbags, and more. Subscribe now, youtube.com/Seahawks TV. Super Chat menu. We did get a Super Chat that we will get to. I have not forgotten about Crazy Florida Guy. We just had to wait for a break in the action. Don't worry. First-time Super Chatters, you get the Seahawks chant. $5 Super Chat will tell a dad joke. $10 Super Chat, spicy jelly bean, Bean Boozled. $20 Super Chat, we'll do a Boilermaker. $50 Super Chat, we will do a beer bong. Crazy Florida Guy with a $2 Super Chat, bang, says, I'm not happy with these interceptions. Tex,
Yeah.
you take away those interceptions, the Seahawks will probably win in this football game right now.
100%. I've seen this time and time again, not just with Geno, but any quarterback in particular. If your defense is holding up its end of the bargain, you can't get mad at them for what was it? They literally held the Niners, who were the number 3 offense last year, to 14 points in the first half. But you throw an interception on the 30-yard line when you're about to score nearing the red zone, like that's just a backbreaker. You can't do that.
Whoa.
Brutal.
Crazy Florida guy, thanks for that super chat there. Let's head to quarter number 4 now. Seattle down 21-14. They have the football, 3rd and 18, coming up as we begin quarter number 4. Here we go. Now, I want to know how you send a super chat. $sign next to the chat box. You can also Venmo at Tyler Jones Live as well. Geno steps back, going deep. And it's batted away, incomplete. Pass intended for Jackson Smith and Jigba. Ward on the coverage, and the Seahawks will have to punt on 4th and 18. This is not ideal. This is not ideal. Here's the punt. Michael Dixon. All the way to the 10. Brought down to the 14-yard line. As we'll see Brock Purdy and the Niners offense once again. Type S for stop. Type S for stop. Come on, defense. Let's make a play. Hold them here. Get the football back. Tie up this football game. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do here, folks. Here we go. 1st and 10. Purdy, pass. Complete. Finds Deebo Samuel for a first down to the 36-yard line. As the Niners have over 200 passing yards on the day. What's surprising me, Tex, from what we've seen in this one, the Niners are attacking with their passing game. They haven't really run the ball a ton.
Been lighting it up with Deebo and freaking Brandon Aiyuk.
1st and 10. Purdy, pass. Complete to Deebo again.
Why are they playing so far off in coverage?
I hate this soft zone shit.
Yeah, get out of cushion coverage and play man press. What are we doing here?
This is disgusting behavior. Somewhere Maury Povich is watching and he's disappointed. Purdy, pass. Complete to Deebo Samuel. 7-yard gain. And the Niners are across midfield to the 46. 2nd and 3, 4:35 to go. Niners up by 7. Witherspoon with the tackle. Can the Seahawks find a way to steal one on the road in San Fran? Shotgun formation, 4 wide for the Niners. Purdy, play action, pass, finds his man open. That's a first down again for San Fran. Jennings with the reception. His 3rd of the day for 28 yards. There we go. Tackle made by Baker with 4 minutes to go. The Niners trying to put this game away. 1st and 10, 3:50 to go. Purdy steps back, pass complete, wide open. Deebo Samuel makes one man miss and another, and he gets all the way to the 10-yard line. 1st and 10. For San Fran. 9 catches for 131 yards today for Deebo Samuel. What are we doing? We can't cover Deebo if our life depended on it.
I mean, very true, but kind of earlier what you said, it's still more of, I think, the offense's fault. But definitely awful. Play press man. Why are you...
why is Jerome Baker? Why is Terrell Dodson on Deebo Samuel?
Why are they covering wide receivers? They're linebackers.
They changed the play at the line. 1st and 10. Purdy steps back. Going to the end zone. Caught. Touchdown, Niners. The Niners take a 2-possession lead, and it is going to take a miracle to find a way to win this one now. With San Fran up by 2 scores here in the 4th quarter. Type F San Fran. What a ridiculous drive. And you know what sucks, Tex, about what we've seen today? This has all been self-inflicted. I don't think the Niners have even outplayed Seattle that much. I think Seattle, the reason why they're down 2 scores is because they've got it in their own way.
Mental mistakes are the death of any team. I mean, come on. What are we doing here?
So the Seahawks will get the football back, down 2 scores, with 3:08 to go. There's still time, but it is going to be difficult. They have their work cut out for them here in the fourth quarter. What's going to happen this drive? Touchdown, field goal, turnover, punt. Get your predictions in now. Here's the kickoff. Soft zone Pete, yeah. Eskridge on the return. And brought out to about the 25. Mr. Kane had to leave for a bit, and when he was gone, the Seahawks went down 2 scores. Mr. Kane, is it your fault? Are you the good luck charm? What happened? Just Life says we're going to get a touchdown here. Santa Fe says he's going to get a touchdown. Nye says he's mad. I'm mad too. Geno passes it on the run. What was that? Why are you throwing it across your body on the run? Throw it out of bounds, for goodness sakes.
How much of a super chat would someone have to say? I'm serious. To bench Geno and have Sam Howell play next week on the next sim.
If we get a $20 super chat,
okay,
we will start Sam Howell next week against Arizona, I believe. Yep. Pass complete. 3rd and 5. That's the offer. $20 super chat. And we're benching Geno next week for Sam Howell. You got to get it in before the end of the game. That's the offer. $20 super chat, and we'll start Sam Howell next week. 3rd and 5. 3rd down on offense means like the video to convert. Geno going deep. And it's incomplete, because of course it is. Of course, it's incomplete. Just an awful day from Geno Smith.
Yes. Geno Smith is costing this game.
Nye, if you're having problems super chatting, you can Venmo. That works too. Venmo at Tyler Jones Live. $20 super chat or Venmo, and we'll bench Geno. The Seahawks don't convert on 4th down because, of course. And the Niners have a chance to now put this game away. It has been an unbelievable day from Deebo. A video game-like performance with 10 catches for over 140 yards and 2 scores. He has been unstoppable. Okay. First and 10 coming up for the Niners. Ball at the 30. If you want Sam Howell to start next week, send in a $20 super chat. And we'll make it happen. This has been a bad game from Geno. 1-yard gain. That's going to take us to the 2-minute warning after the tackle from Jerome Baker. The thing that sucks is this was very winnable. It's not like what we've seen in the past where the Niners just dominated the Seahawks in every facet.
Right.
This has been self-inflicted wounds.
And the worst part about it, too, is like not as only self-inflicted wounds, but the defense was holding them to a 1-score game in the 3rd quarter, almost the 4th quarter, if I'm not mistaken.
Even with the self-inflicted wounds.
Exactly.
2nd and 9, Baker with the tackle. Or that's in Wosu, rather.
Yeah.
Timeout Seattle. That's their first. 3rd and 10 coming up.
There we go. Venmo. Oh,
Venmo $500. Yeah, I mean, you could send me $500 if you want.
No, 20.
I'll take $500.
20.
Venmo $20 or Super Jet, and we will start Sam Howell next week. That's the offer. 3rd and 10 from the 29. Purdy pass. Incomplete. The Niners will bring on the field goal unit as they'll try to put this game on ice. So, if things don't change, the Seahawks are going to drop to 6-4 on the season. Field goal up and good. So So Tex is telling me that based on Tex's Madden knowledge, we'll call it that.
Yes.
Today could have gone worse?
It could have gone worse because,
you have some intel.
I have some intel, and I've seen potential matchups for this in the same setting, the same location, if you will, and they were, if you will, worse than today, like an absolute skull fuck, and you don't want to watch it. And if you thought Geno stunk it up today and you want Sam Howell, you should have watched the other versions of this that I've looked at, and they were horrific. I mean, he threw fucking 4 interceptions in the first half of one game. What are we doing?
Okay.
Unbelievable.
Eskridge with the return brings that to the 22. Seattle down 31-14.
I want Sam Howell.
1:46 to go. 6-4. So now it's going to be tough now to win the division now. Now you're hoping that you can do enough down the stretch to make the playoffs, but this team's got their work cut out for them. Realistically speaking, though, I'll say this. Like, with our expectations for this Seahawks team, 6-4 does kind of feel right, though.
It does, and I honestly have I'm not trying to, jinx anything or anything, so knock on wood, but I feel pretty good about next week's matchup. I think they're going to bounce back after this choke fest.
Taking on Arizona next week. Pass, complete.
They're going to skull fuck them.
Lockett with the reception. Lockett's had a nice day today.
Yeah, he has. Man can still catch it.
Second down coming up. Or 1st and 10, rather, after the reception. They go no huddle. 1:20 to go in the fourth quarter. Ball to 35. Smith pass. Batted away. Incomplete. 2nd and 10 coming up. 1:16 to go. Next week, the Seahawks will stay within the division, the NFC West, taking on the Arizona Cardinals, as we'll see Kyler Murray and company for the first time this year. The first of 2 games against the Cardinals in a 3-week stretch. Pass complete to Walker and a timeout called, as we'll have 3rd and 3 coming up with 1:12 to go here in the 4th. I don't know off the top of my head. Oh, wait, I got it for you. It is at home. Seahawks are at home next week. 3rd and 3. Pass complete to Fant. And that's a first down. So the Seahawks keep the chains moving. 55 seconds remaining before this game concludes. Ball to 48. Pass complete to Lockett.
Like I was saying earlier, I'm feeling pretty good about next week's matchup against the Cardinals. I know this is a disappointing, performance from Geno and just in general the team, but like you said, 6-4 is a realistic expectation for this team under year 1 and Mike Macdonald's system. But I think next week they're going to bounce back and smash the fuck out of the Cardinals. So stay tuned for that.
You know what? We still want to show some love for our Seahawks before this game concludes. I think we need to go out spamming S.
Yeah, I got you.
Win, lose, we still love our Hawks, no matter what. Clock winding down. Let's show some love for your Seahawks. Better days are ahead. I guarantee. I've already done this once before. I'll do this for the second time this year. I guarantee a win against the Cardinals next week. Spam S in the chat. Show some love for your Seahawks. I'll shout out all the S's. 4th and 9 coming up after the incompletion from Geno Smith with 12 seconds left. Spam the S's. I guarantee a win next week. Let's just go ahead and get ready for next week right now. Spam those S's if you're ready to get a win next week against the Cardinals. Santa Fe's ready. He's a real one. Santa Fe loves the Seahawks win or lose. Geno, fumble, of course. And that's the second sack of the day by Bosa. And the Niners will be able to nail it down and
3 turnovers is
chalk
insane.
up this one as a win. Well, that technically is a turnover on downs.
That's true. That's
technically not a turnover in the stat
sense. Yeah, that's true.
column.
But still brutal.
Nick Fury, thinking what we're all thinking, says, damn. Yeah. Damn, indeed. This game was tied at halftime, folks.
Saying it was literally anyone's game at half. It was just how you responded in the second half, and the halftime adjustments just were not there.
Here's the nail down, and the Niners win it. 31-14. Seahawks drop to 6-4 on the season. They will face the Arizona Cardinals next week, where they will hope for better luck. We will see you then. For Big Tex, I'm Tyler Jones. Subscribe now to Seahawks Today as we continue with our Madden Sims throughout the rest of the offseason here on the channel. Subscribe now, youtube.com/Seahawks TV. We'll see you next time. All right, before we go, back to the Super Chat menu. 1 minute remaining. If you want to keep the show going, send in a Super Chat. Otherwise, we'll sign off. We'll call today. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. 1 minute remaining. Here's the Super Chat menu if you'd like to take part and keep this show going before we sign off and call it a day. Byron Murphy jerseys on sale. Chatsports.com/Murphy to get yours today. Home jerseys, road jerseys, the alternate version as well. We also have free shipping available. Go to chatsports.com/Murphy, and you can get yours right in time for the Seahawks season. That's chatsports.com/Murphy. Link is in the comments and description of today's video. As we're winding down, make sure to subscribe to Seahawks Today for the latest happenings from your favorite team all offseason long. A lot of fun today, despite the loss. We'll keep the momentum going. Vibes are good no matter what with this Seahawks team. Subscribe now, youtube.com/Seahawks TV. There's the Super Chat menu if you want to contribute before we go. Texer, final thoughts here. This is a game where Seahawks have no one to blame but themselves, not the officiating. I wouldn't even say they really got outplayed by San Francisco. They just stood in they just got their own way.
Yeah, I mean, you can't throw 2 interceptions and then turn over on downs. Obviously, the game was out of hand at that point, but yeah, you had a tied ball game, and you were, I believe, leading at one point in the game.
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken. You were up
14-7.
You're up 14-7. Like, you have to hold on to momentum and a lead in a game like this against someone that's as good as San Francisco.
17 unanswered in the second half was just ridiculous.
Fucking awful. Yeah, I mean, it's more than anything like a late third and fourth quarter collapse that just absolutely just shot their chances out of the window.
I'm disappointed. Disgusting behavior today.
But I have a good feeling about next week. Like I said earlier,
okay.
I think they're gonna skull fuck the Cardinals.
All right, we'll get out of here, folks. Thanks for hanging out with us today. I am off to Nash Vegas. Should be a fun weekend. Certainly looking forward to that. And then we'll be back. Live shows again next week, Wednesday and Friday. We'll see you then. For Big Tex, I'm Tyler Jones. Have a great weekend, everybody. So long.